Welcome into Better Advertising with Better Media, a podcast where we talk all things retail media, stories, tips and tricks, strategies from brand founders to us advertisers and everyone in between, talking stories of how we're growing brands through advertising and, again, retail media. So today I'm bringing back to the show one of my close friends here at Better Media. Welcome in, Gabriel.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here, Justin.
Great to have you back, man. We're actually going to talk about Walmart today. It's a topic we do not talk enough about and probably will be a growing topic on this show. So glad you're helping us get that ball rolling. Let's talk a little bit about Walmart. And I know you specifically wanted to come in and talk a little bit about the reporting capabilities because a lot of sellers are gravitating over to Walmart, seeing what's possible over there. And they're seeing very quickly it's very different than Amazon in terms of the layout, the reporting capabilities. So let's get into that. What is your approach to reporting, data pulls, things that you regularly do on Amazon? How is that going on Walmart?
I love it. Well, the Walmart platform, we're in a stage where the Walmart platform is mostly overlooked because we feel like it's the same that we have on Amazon. So we expect to find everything that's on Amazon, but there are a couple of things that I think we kick up the podcast episode with these will blow your mind. So one of the things that I found fascinating that I found through Walmart reporting was one of the placement options through auto campaigns puts your product right in the Walmart's homepage. So that's one of the things that if you wanted to do that on Amazon, you would need to, get DSP for your brand. You will need to run programmatic advertising. You will need to talk to different agencies who can get you a seat
or pay some six-figure price to Amazon to get that homepage takeover. Right. Absolutely.
It's those tiny things that are often overlooked by sellers. Machine learning on the Walmart side works in a similar way to the Amazon side, where they're going to try to have your product convert because that acts in the best interest of the marketplace. So it's not like, your product is going to be showcased on the homepage out of nowhere and then you're going to get like 100 clicks with no sale. Not really. They got the buyer information to showcase the ad when it's the right time for it. So those are the little pieces that I have found interesting diving into Walmart data and pulling reports and then running different pivot tables to see what is the actual structure of those Walmart campaigns. So if you're ever having interested, and you often get these questions asked by brands on like, how do you get there? How do you get this placement? How do you get this spot? Well, Walmart reporting through the Walmart Ad Center platform is a good way to understand how that structure works and what are the different capabilities you have. So for me, that was probably one of the most interesting points. Then if we would compare it to Amazon, the structure is just not the same. You got 4 placements on the Walmart side. You got 5 placements on the auto targeting side of things on the sponsored product side, and you can go ahead and look into that data.
That's a pretty strong hook into this episode here, talking about homepage placements and a placement modifier. It sounds like that, can easily help obtain that. And almost to me, what sounds like a DSP programmatic way where we're getting in front of the customer at the right time. That's a tangent for another conversation. Let's talk again a little bit more about those reports, the data you're diving into that's giving these insights. That kind of goes into a second question here, which is, are there any other insights you're pulling from these Walmart reports that you're gleaning some insights that Amazon doesn't even provide? Things around placements or additional big takeaways. And additionally, what are those reports too?
So one big split we have between Walmart Ads Structured or Walmart Connect Structured and Amazon Ads is we essentially have access to the same data. It's more on the operation side of things where we have a little more control. And one good example I always talk about is placement control. So on Amazon, on the sponsored product side, we have pop-up search, rest of search product pages, and we have the chance to use a placement modifier or a bid multiplier for each one of those placements. On Walmart, it's the exact same, except we got 4 different placements on sponsored products manual targeting, and we have the chance to turn on or off on any of the different placements as needed. When it comes to campaign structure, like let's say you want to target keywords only and use a keyword, you put it on the Walmart search bar, you want to make sure those search results placements are showcased, and maybe even having a placement modifier would help push that placement more aggressively. So that's one of the things that I found interesting on the Walmart platform. Another thing that's often overlooked on the Walmart side is the fact that we also have a search term impression share report. So when it comes to Walmart strategy, something that's very interesting to combine is what is our piece of the pie for certain search terms, and what is the actual piece of, because if you multiply your piece of the pie times or divided by, I don't have the formula at the top of my head, but you can get an idea of the actual size of that keyword.
Right, what cost to dominate that keyword. Huge rollout when Amazon brought that to the table, and Amazon sellers were excited. So it's great to hear that Walmart's providing that almost right out of the gate.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And we have seen that there's a direct correlation, as we have seen on Amazon, where if you increase your bid, you're likely to show up higher on search results, and the consequence of that is having higher click-through rate and higher conversion rate. So super interesting, because when you begin analyzing these numbers on a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly basis based on the follow-through of your ad strategy, you'll find that you were able to, yes, maybe your CPC increased by 25%, but you were actually able to increase your conversion rate by 50 or 100% because you are now, just more intentionally approaching your Walmart campaigns in a way that is supported by data. And the data is already there. If you have been investing money for a while on Walmart, but you have never pulled your reports, which is probably a common scenario for, I'll say, 50% of Walmart sellers, there is a chance to rearrange your data, organize your data based off amount of orders, based off impression share, based off amount of impressions, because the demand for certain keywords doesn't necessarily align the same on the Walmart side. We know the Amazon buyer is a certain buyer persona, the Walmart buyer is another kind of buyer persona, and we have seen differences between search terms for each one of the marketplaces. They are similar, but there are additional search terms or search terms that will vary depending on the value packs, depending on the different sizes you have included in the Walmart marketplace strategy. So seeing that connect, Amazon is one of those marketplaces where we are continuously being given more data towards to play with and connect the dots. And the next thing we're doing is looking at a keyword and then looking at what's the combined click-through for the top 3 products, so that we consider if we should approach it aggressively or not, and we think twice whether or not we should do it. We're kind of hitting there on the Walmart side, and we're seeing that already by the data we're being provided on the Walmart side. So pretty excited. And along with, if you put, different additional tools like Keyword Tracker, we can track our keywords using Helium 10 on the Walmart marketplace as well. That puts an additional layer on strategy on where the brand as a whole is heading to.
Yeah, that was a lot to take in for sellers. There's so many good nuggets in there, from being able to control and optimize your placements, right? Being able to throttle up placements that are really strong, and sounds like being able to fully turn off certain manual placements that are just not working for you is pretty cool. And I think is a bit different than what Amazon's doing, where you just have to fully pause or negate the keyword rather than choosing the specific placement on that keyword that's working for you. Looking ahead, I know I'm hearing a lot from Walmart Connect reps over there that sponsor brands is a big push. It's something we're looking to push a lot more with that ad type. Is there anything around reporting, or if you've played around with the sponsor brand ad type much on Walmart, have you seen anything in the data that's really compelling, interesting, worth calling out here?
So on the Walmart reporting side, we do have reporting available for sponsored videos, just the given name for the equivalent of sponsor brands video on the Amazon side. We do have keyword performance provided, keyword data performance provided already, which allows us to see how good they're converting, whether or not they're getting clicks, stuff like that. My recommendation with the sponsored videos or sponsored brands in general scenario is, since we don't have the impression share data for these two ad types, both sponsored brands and sponsored videos, we will need to try to align, and we do this on Amazon all the time, right? If we're targeting a keyword, we want to make sure we're showing up for sponsored brands, headline ads for sponsored brands video, and additionally for sponsored products as well, so that we have higher chances to receive a click and consequently get the drive conversions, right? So on the Walmart side, we don't have that impression share data for sponsored brands and sponsored video just yet. We're probably going to get it within a few months. So ideally, you allow yourself to compare your sponsored products performance. Ideally, it's aligned to your sponsored brands and the sponsored video approach, and you get to get an idea of not just the blended ROAS alone, but also the fact that if a keyword on the sponsored product side is being successful and it's maybe not really driving that much additional sales on the sponsored video side, that's not necessarily bad, because one strategy is complementing. You brought up an interesting point on the negative keyword side of things, because on Walmart Ad Center, we don't have any kind of negative keyword tools yet, which a lot of internal debate and a lot of additional rabbit holes for us to understand whether we should, launch broad match right off the bat or consider launching it sooner or maybe with lower bits than usual for the sake of data collection, keyword harvesting. My advice would be keep a good eye on your sponsored products data, because that's where you're going to get that additional insights on impression rank, impression share. Then when looking at your sponsored video data or sponsored brands data, you don't necessarily need to get discouraged because the data complements each other. Your ad strategy will be complemented by each one of those ad types. And at the end, the blended is what will matter most, especially if you are attacking different parts of the funnel, right? So yeah, you can tell I'm just passionate about Walmart Connect so far, just based out of the different nuances that you get to experience versus the Walmart versus Amazon.
Yeah, I heard in a roundabout way, we want some AMC and the Walmart version. We want to see how ad types are working together and path of purchase. I'm building the wish list here for you. So to follow up on that question, as we're looking forward to Q4 and people ever making wish lists for the holidays, let's make our own wish list for Walmart Connect. What do you wish you had in terms of reporting or capabilities that currently don't exist?
Yeah. Something I forgot to add is one thing Walmart has to try to have the marketplace look okay, and maybe you just don't approve a video on the sponsored video side that's not going to get approved, is you'll have to upload your video ahead of time. So, if you're listening to these and you think you're kicking off a campaign September 1st just by uploading your video and that's it, no. You'll have to submit your video for approval before you actually kind of have a campaign running on the Walmart side. I just wanted to make that side comment like super clear, because I know on the Amazon side we're used to pretty much like launching the campaign and just waiting a few hours until it gets approved, right? But that's not the case on the Walmart side. It'll take maybe an additional 24 hours to get the video approved. You kind of have your own section where that video will go through, and then you can actually upload the video and get it up and running. On the wish list side of things, I got a good bunch, but I know there are already a good amount of things we can look into. One other example I can give you is the advertised product performance. So how useful it is to pull your advertised product report on Amazon and look into what SKUs are getting the most amount of sales. We do have that on the Walmart side. It's called the item performance report. I know that like the synonyms and like similarities, probably they just want to difference themselves from Amazon. Let's see, maybe we have a brand metrics menu within the ad console that's really cool, and it's data provided directly from Amazon, where we can look at what is the top competitors' conversion rate, what is the top competitors' visibility in the subcategory, and having that on Walmart would be just amazing. I was going to say it was going to be game over because you get access to more data, but Amazon has proven that the more data you have, the more additional analysis you have to do to make up your mind and take a decision. But the important thing here is not have paralysis by analysis, but lead your strategy in a way that continues to build your brand, continues to add value to the different layers of strategy you have. So I'll go for that brand metrics menu. We can think of a name later for the Walmart side, but I would go for that.
Yeah, the wish list will never stop growing, but we can definitely start there. And I think the beauty of Walmart right now is with these limited abilities or reporting capabilities, as they are growing and developing really quickly, it's forcing us advertisers to go back to the basics and learn, what's basic to growing an account in terms of the items tied to which keywords, tied to which placements, right? Like you were saying earlier. So it's really just going back to the basics here, but we're getting more and more capabilities that's able to scale out what's working. So very excited for what's ahead in Walmart. But as we wrap up this conversation, is there any other, notes worth calling out here on the Walmart Connect side as we're going into, the later half of Q3, Q4 ahead, things that Walmart sellers should be aware of as we wrap this up?
We are writing back to school season. I would think Walmart's planning to do an additional sale event prior to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, just out of the nature of matching the Prime Day, that fall Prime Day event we're going to have by mid-October. So we have to keep that on the radar. When it comes to ad tab utilization, there is an additional process on Walmart, just like on Amazon, where you have to register your brand in order to run both sponsored videos and sponsored brands. And it's something that we have seen not a lot of people are doing. If you go and run a quick search on Walmart.com for category you're in or your favorite products, you will find out that there are maybe just 2 or 3 brands getting that sponsor videos and sponsor brands inventory. It's an additional step on the Walmart side. And there are a lot of people that are saying, you know, Walmart, it's just maybe 20, 30% of your sales. Well, you are not approaching it the same way you approach Amazon. Multi-ad types, multiple match types, perhaps remarketing campaigns on both the purchases and view side, different look back windows. That's potentially where Walmart's heading to. But, you know, if you are missing that step of register your brand, you're still on time. We're kind of beginning September here. You're still on time to get your brand registered, take advantage of those additional placements. I think you and I can confirm that the more ad types we have showing up on page 1, the higher chances we have to drive conversions growth. And that's probably we are a little bit obsessed here at BTR Media on that ad alignment, on that call to action we can make at the keyword level for certain products and make sure the right product shows up for the right keyword, because that just can increase our chances to convert in the platform.
Like we were just saying, back to the basics, mix of ad types, get your brand registered. It's really doing those things that are going to set up the second half of this year for success. So
there's the Amazon homepage placement as well.
Yeah, go grab that Amazon homepage placement. Go back to the beginning of this episode if you missed that. Well, awesome, G. I think we're definitely going to have you back soon to talk more Walmart, because I feel like a lot of people are going to find a lot of value in this episode. So thank you so much for sitting in and sharing all that today. If you guys found value in this episode, please share this with your friends, your sellers, your coworkers, everyone looking to grow on Walmart together, as we're all looking to learn this marketplace together. So again, thank you, G, for being here. And it would mean so much if you subscribe to the show to never miss a future episode from us, and to leave a rating for us, letting us know that you loved it, or if we could do better. Always let us know. Please connect with us on LinkedIn. We're always sharing content education. G is a #1 person on LinkedIn when it comes to putting out great content, especially around Walmart like we talked about today. So be sure to follow BTR Media, follow myself, follow G on LinkedIn, and never miss the news on the latest in advertising. So thank you again for being here. We'll see you all next time. Cheers.